Bakasana. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do crow pose Bakasana. So I'm sure all of you have heard of crow pose or even attempted crow pose at some point in your practice, whether it was an in-person yoga class or even just noticing it on some type of social media platform such as Instagram and trying to give it a go. So here at Bakasana we're all about proper form and implementation of postures. So we're going to be breaking down the 6 main components of crow pose today, so you can master that crow pose with ease, feeling strong and feeling excited and just less scared of the posture, since it is a little bit of a scary posture. It is considered an introduction to other arm balances, but that doesn't make it easy in any way. So we'll be getting started today on our mats. Feel free to grab a couple blocks. We'll be showing some modifications for entering into the posture as well. So yeah, let's get started. Today's class is strictly a pose tutorial, so I'm not going to be showing you any warm-ups, but stay tuned for a different tutorial on a few strengthening drills so you can really learn how to strengthen your muscles and strengthen your body to get ready for this pose if you can't quite achieve it just yet. So let's get started. As always, we recommend doing a few sun salutations before any postures just to really warm up the body, and then especially with arm balances, doing some type of wrist warming up. So just like rolling, rocking back and forth on your wrists, those types of things. But again, we're not going over those today. We're just going to be strictly doing a tutorial. So one of the main things you want to think about when doing crow posture, like I said, we're going to be going over 6 components. So the first component is your hand placement. You want to think about fingers nice and wide, clawing at your mat. So you don't want your fingers flat on your mat. You want to kind of act like they're gripping your mat. So your joints will kind of be up, your fingers, pull your fingers in towards your palm. And then we want to be placing our weight in the index finger mound. So that's your index finger, your thumb. You want to be placing your weight in here. So not on the back of your palm, not on the outside of your hand, right in this main point. So you'll place them about shoulder distance apart, gripping the mat, pressing through that index finger mound. And then the second component of this pose is what we call wrapping the triceps. So you want to make sure your arms are fully engaged during this posture. You don't want your elbows like bending outward. You want to think about bending them out and then wrapping them under so that your arms are nice and straight and parallel to each other. So that's the second component. The third component is the positioning of our spine. So when you think of cat posture, and we're doing cat and cow, so cow, you're really like pulling your shoulder blades in towards each other, you're retracting them. In crow pose and in cat pose, you're protracting the shoulder blades, rounding out the upper spine, that thoracic spine. So we're getting nice flexion in the spine, pulling our shoulder blades away from each other, and that really helps you get the lift in the posture. So that's the third component. The fourth component will be pulling our knees in towards our arms. So we're going to be kind of pulling our knees together, and that'll be what kind of keeps our arms from bowing outward. If we constantly are engaging our knees and engaging our legs, it'll help hold the position and make you more stable. And that leads to the fifth one, is engagement of the core. We don't want to have a flimsy core. We always want to be engaging that core throughout the pose. So that also helps you find lift and stability in the posture. And then the final one is engagement of the hamstrings. So once you're in crow pose, if you engage those hamstrings, that's what allows you to kind of bring your feet up towards your butt instead of just dangling willy-nilly. So those are our foundations. So let's get started. All right. So we are bringing our hands wide on the mat. Hands about shoulder distance apart. We're going to bring our elbows out wide, wrap our triceps. So wrap those elbows in towards the torso. We're starting out on our toes here. And in crow pose, you want to think about getting your knees up into your shoulder, into your armpits. But if you have to start out lower because you just don't have the strength yet, that's perfectly acceptable. You can start out here, and then eventually as you get more comfortable and more strong and stable in the pose, you can be bringing them up into your armpits. I just like it because personally I find that more stable, but you can do whatever works for you. So we have our arms, we have our knees tucked in, so bring that booty up. And we want to think about leaning into our hands. Again, putting that weight in the index finger mound. We want to lean into our hands, booty up, pushing the mat away, rounding out that spine, and see if you can just lift one foot and then the other. And you can alternate back and forth if you'd like. Just kind of getting comfortable in this pose. And then we drop down, take a little break, and we'll try it one more time, this time coming into the full posture. So booty up, knees tucked into our arms. We're bending our elbows when we wrap our triceps, so they kind of act like a shelf for our legs. So we'll lean forward, lift one foot, engaging those hamstrings to pull that foot in towards the butt. Maybe lift the other foot, bring our gaze forward, not completely down at our mat. If you can straighten the arms just a bit into crane pose, that'd be great. Otherwise, a nice bend in the elbows is perfectly fine here. And then pushing the mat away, and then back down. So that's it, that's crow pose. So if you find that that's just a little too hard for you right now, a lot of people have that issue, and that's okay. We want to build strength for it. So one modification is you can start out standing on blocks to kind of be able to give you that lift that you need to get your knees into your armpits. So see, when you're crouching on blocks, do you notice where your knees are? They're naturally in your armpits. So yeah, bring your arms out, wrap those triceps, stick those knees into the armpits, place your hands down on the mat, bring your gaze forward, pressing through the index finger mound, lift up your booty, lean forward. Again, you can do the one leg, and see if you can pop up into crow pose. 3, 2, 1, back down. And that makes it just a little bit easier for you. So I hope you found this tutorial motivational and encouraging and easy to follow. I really tried to break down the components for you. Like I said, stay tuned because I will be doing a tutorial on a few strengthening drills if you're not quite at this level where you're able to master the pose yet. So thank you, that's all for today. Make sure to subscribe and like this post, and let us know if there's anything that you would like us to show you and do a tutorial on. Thank you guys, see you next time.